Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports on location, and tonight we are at the St. Louis Park High School, where the Orioles, the varsity volleyball team, girls Orioles, are taking on their Metro West Conference rival Chanhassen. I'm Robert Christensen, glad you're joining us, and we are in for an excellent conference match tonight, and that is because St. Louis Park comes in with a record of 12-3, and the Chanhassen Storm come in with a record of 8-10, but they are virtually tied in the conference. Two of the three losses by St. Louis Park were costly. They lost to Robbinsdale Armstrong, another Metro West Conference rival, back on September 12th. Or it was Robbinsdale, or Jefferson they lost to, and Chaska, they lost to Chaska on September 17th on the road, and then they lost to Bloomington Jefferson. So they're looking up in the conference despite their overall great record of 12-3. A lot of talent on St. Louis Park. It's been a couple weeks since we've been here to broadcast them, and tonight should be a close matchup with Chanhassen. Chanhassen is 2-2 in the conference. St. Louis Park is 1-2, and we're about to begin. And to start off the serving is the junior Faith Johnson, number 4. There she is, going right to left in game 1, best of 5 in this Metro West Conference matchup. And there's the set, and the kill shot is good by number 9. That's Elsa Berglund, the sophomore, gets the Park Orioles off to a great start, 1-0. And that means Faith Johnson will serve again. Players to look for St. Louis Park, of course, are the junior twin towers, Reagan Alexander and Kendall Coley. They will alternate in and out at times to make sure one of them is on the front line, as that next point goes to Chanhassen, and they win the serve on the miscue on the serve. And now back to serve for Chanhassen is Chloe Rogers. She was not a starter, but comes in to serve specially, I'm sure. We'll keep an eye on that. And there is the kill shot by number 14, Reagan Alexander, but the Storm do a nice job of recovering from it. And now another chance, and the tip blocked right back. And that block is back out of bounds, so point to Park. 2-1 here early on, game 1. Now back to serve for the Orioles, number 9, Elsie Berglund. She got that nice kill shot to get the first point, and now she'll serve. And that ball, well done. Good get by the Storm, and that's kill shot attempt by number 13, Katie Payne, into the net. So that gives Berglund another serve, and St. Louis Park a 2-point lead, 3-1. There's Berglund pounding that ball. The jump serve goes deep, well done. Off the ceiling, low ceiling here at St. Louis Park. I've talked about it before, and it is in play if you're watching. And there's a kill shot by Hannah Howell. And did someone touch it at the net? No, they didn't, so that goes long. And the point goes to Chanhassen, and back to serve for the Storms. We look at the replay, it was clearly long. Lauren Shader. She's a senior. There's the kill attempt by Hannah Howell, and it goes off number 2, Chloe Rogers. Wow, there was a lot of power on that shot from the left front side there. Number 17, Hannah Howell, bringing the power. Gets Park up 4-2. Now back to serve. Number 8, the libero, Addie Ward, the senior. And it is senior night here, folks. We will be honoring the seniors, so stay tuned after the match as St. Louis Park gets a 5th point right at the net. St. Louis Park having their best season in several years. A lot of talent on this team. Addie Ward, the libero, serves again. Nice bump there. Now the tip. Faith Johnson gets low to get that. Now Howell takes the kill shot, saved by the Storm. And now Katie Payne will bump it over. Chance for the Orioles, and that is Kendall Coley, number 12. Didn't get everything on it that she wanted to, and the ball comes back, and that is Katie Payne, finds the opening and gets the point for the Storm, 5-3 for Park. Congratulating each other, Storm in navy blue with white trim, St. Louis Park in black with their customary orange. And the serve there by number 3, Hannah Payne. Ball saves. Were there too many hits? No, they did get that just across. Storm hanging by a thread, but Hannah Howell, my goodness, can we see that again? That was incredible. What a kill shot by Hannah Howell. Look at the power, folks. Bang. They didn't have a chance. She splits the defense in the second row. Now back to serve, number 15. Michaela Winward, the senior, arguably their best server. We've seen her take over games before. She gets that one in. And the tip attempt, the set, attempted by Hannah Payne. Tried to get it to her sister Katie. Didn't really place it where she wanted to, and now Park opens up a 7-3 lead. This is a big game for Park. They've lost 2 conference games, 2 of the 3 losses. They definitely need a conference win here tonight at home. There's Warg. Howell dinks it over. Trouble for the Storm. Storm having a hard time communicating on their end, and that's gonna bode well for Park. And they keep diving, and there's another point for the Orioles, and they go up by 5, 8-3, their largest lead of game 1. And there's Michaela Winward, and that's gonna be an early timeout now by Chanhassen. And not a bad timeout to take for the Storm as we look at their coach huddle around them. We got a side camera tonight. We're streaming live at ParkTV.org, or you can go to YouTube and Google SLP or ParkTV, and you can come up with our matches. All of our games now are going to be streaming live, and so we're glad you're with us. One of the things I noticed in looking at their records coming into tonight's match were the common opponents, and they've shared 2 common opponents that they've played so far, and that is Robbinsdale Armstrong. Both played them, and they both beat them 3-0, just looking for an indication of who might have an edge. And then they both played Robbinsdale Cooper, and they beat them both the same, 3-0. So, not a lot to go by other than their records, and St. Louis Park has overall much better record, but in the conference, they are looking up, and that's why they need this win. Okay, out of the timeout, Michaela Winward, about to serve for her 3rd consecutive point, very steady. No spin on that serve. Nice bump by the Storm, and the spike, was it hit at the net? Out of bounds it is, and that's point for Winward and Park. So usually those timeouts can lead to a turnover, but not this time. And Michaela Winward now going for her 4th point in a row, and she'll be the leading server if she scores here. And that ball goes in. Storm back row, let it go. And that ball got just in. Well, look at that serve, folks. Perfect arc on it. Hits the line or just inside. Great camera work by our ParkTV 16 staff. And Michaela Winward going for point number 5. And she goes for that line. And this time she just goes long. So she was feeling confident going for those lines. It's almost just like tennis. When you want to win, you got to go for the lines. But nice job there by Winward. Gets the Park Orioles up by 6, and now back to serve is Katie Payne. And that ball just gets over. Got a little lucky there, the Storm did. Really difficult to return that, especially the way it got over the net there. But there's Katie Storm. She'll take it any way she can get it. And it's 10-5. And she'll look for her point number 2 in a row. Jump serve right back to Warg. Warg, nice bump, clean. Hannah Howell blocked at the net and out of bounds. Point to Park. So Howell, her power, even if it's blocked, the power is so important, because if you block it and the power rebounds, it goes out of bounds. Then you have to credit Hannah Howell for that. And so she's off to a great start with her kill attempts at the net, and now she's back to serve, and there's some hold up here. They're checking out the net there. There's a good angle there from our side camera. We've got 3 cameras here, folks. Couple producers and myself, I should say, Robert Christensen. Again, glad you're here, and there's the serve by Howell, and Storm barely scrambled to get it over. Now Faith Johnson brings the heat. Saved by the Storm. Howell with the bump. Now Winward, back to Faith Johnson. Nice save there, a back row by the Storm, and a spike attempt. Warg now almost hits the ceiling. Now oh my goodness, and that's what I'm talking about with the power. That was a perfect set to Kendall Coley, and she delivers the kill shot. Watch this, bang. Nothing you can do to the Storm's 7-point lead. Hannah Howell back to serve once again. Nice save there. That's a bad set. Tip, though, worked out well for the Storm. But that set was really in the neutral zone there, which really hurt St. Louis Park. So maybe not a bad set, but not what she intended. That was supposed to be a kill shot attempt by number 12, and she did just tip it over Katie Payne, so nice job. Okay, now, Coley! Ball out, just missed. Just the angle that she takes right there, just out. Storm player there making the call for the ref. Now number 7 to serve, that's Mary Kate Zimbeck, sophomore, gets it in. Now Faith Johnson's blocked at the net, but the block goes out of bounds, so point to Park. 13-7 is your score. Game 1, if you're just joining us, Metro West girls varsity volleyball. We're nearing the end of the season. Sections coming up in a week or so. St. Louis Park having their best season in a while, and that goes in for the Storm. Nice tip there at the front of the line by number 7, Mary Kate Zimbeck. Gets the point for the Storm, and now we have substitution coming in just to serve now is Annabelle Nordmeyer. She's a junior. Bouncing the ball there. And that's Hannah Howell. And Coley. Storm. Nice job there by number 9 for Park. That was Berglund. Here come the Storm again. Kill shot done. Number 7, Mary Kate Zimbeck. Nice job there. Watch this replay. And Zimbeck, just really simple motion. Not a lot of wasted energy there. She just goes straight up and bang. Nice job by her. 13-9 is your score, and now comes Berglund, and the Storm can't handle it. Number 9, Elsa Berglund, there she is in those braids. Nice job here. Watch this, folks. She really can jump. She's not by any close to the imagination of being as tall as some of her other front row colleagues there, but now Faith Johnson back to serve. Gets it in. And Storm will play defense. Ward now to the front to Windward. And Reagan Alexander gets the point on the kill shot. Storm unable to handle it. And now Park 10 points from victory in game 1 and a 6-point lead. And there's Faith Johnson. We'll get credit for that shot. And now she'll serve. And she doesn't do a jump serve, but gets it to the back row nicely with some pace. And now the kill shot. Nice set and kill shot there to number 4. That's Lauren Snader, junior mid-hitter. A nice set there for sure by number 5, Nordmeyer. As I've said often, the set actually makes the kill shot. If they put it in the perfect spot, it's hard to miss. And now there's a nice long view angle from behind the baseline. And there's the serve by Chloe Rogers, the sophomore. Park answers, and now the set and kill shot is blocked by Reagan Alexander, and that's the point. And that's when Reagan Alexander is about 6 feet tall. There she is. It's a 5 there to Hannah Howell. Look at that block all by herself. Great body control. No net violations, and it's 16-10, and there's the serve by Faith Johnson. No, Elsa Berglund this time. And she is really a burgeoning player, just a sophomore, but she can do it from all over the court. She can serve, she can bump, and she can kill that ball. And look at that serve. She is going to be a player to watch here in the coming years. A lot of talent in Miss Berglund. And there's another point. St. Louis Park humming along here now with their largest lead of game 1, 18-10, and Berglund back to serve again. This will be going for her 3rd consecutive point on serve. Look to see here if Chanhassen takes a timeout. And there's Berglund. And watch this serve. She gets her whole body into it and gets it to the back row. Storm handle it, kill shot attempt. Berglund, did you see her, that twisting move? Unfortunately, it went off the ceiling. And made it that much more difficult for the front row to handle it. Otherwise, it would have come down a little later than it did and would have allowed the front line to get underneath that. So the ceiling is an issue when you're playing here at St. Louis Park. And net violation even before this kill shot attempt by Park. gives Park back the serve here, 19-11. And now Warg, the libero, back to serve. Warg also a senior, and it is senior night here. There'll be a honorary ceremony following this match, and we will bring that to you live. And there's a nice kill shot there by Chanhassen as they're hanging tough. Now they draw within 7 points. Here's that replay. Nice set with the bump there to number 13, Katie Payne. And back to serve, that's Hannah Payne. And Hannah Howell's got one in the wheelhouse, but she sails it long. Oh, they give the point. And it was tipped by Chanhassen. Let's see if we see who got the finger on it right there, that right hand, or maybe there in the back row. Otherwise, that ball was sailing long. So now the 20th point for Park, and they're up 8, matching their largest lead. And now the Storm are in trouble because here is Michaela Windward's serve. The tip shot stopped at the net and over, and Berglund saves it. Now to Hannah Howell. Nice bump there by the Storm, and another kill shot blocked out of bounds by Park. Great point there. If you're a volleyball fan, that was a fun one to watch. Storm hanging tough there. It's their 13th point, and now number 13, Katie Payne, back to serve to try to get their 14th point. Serve there by the right-hander. Ward goes to one knee to get it. High set. Faith Johnson handles it well, though. And now moving backwards, Warg, and that was for Faith Johnson, and it was not the best set there, unfortunately, and she had a hard time handling it on the dead run towards the net. And the hard part about that is then you got to stop, so that means another serve for number 13, Katie Payne, and now they're down 6. And Kendall Coley. And that's a point for the Storm. Kendall Coley with the spike. And there's the timeout by the Storm. I was wondering when that was gonna come. And now it's 21-14. St. Louis Park just 4 points from the win in game 1, and they are off to a great start here. I think they realize as we watch them huddled around their coach, Whitney Morieto-Simon, and we can look at the upcoming schedule there. As I said, we're nearing the end of the season, and all conference games. Chanhassen, of course, is tonight, October 3rd. Then in a few days, they're at Kennedy. And then a game we will be streaming live is Benilde St. Margaret's. I've had that match circled on my calendar since August. Always a great rivalry. Benilde St. Margaret's has a very strong volleyball team as well. They're in the same conference, and their schools are about a mile apart. And that promises to be a good one. We'll be over there on the campus at the Hahn Center, bringing you all that action. And that will end the conference season for both teams, and then the sections will begin. All right, now out of the timeout, Hannah Howell trying to close it out, just 4 from game 1. Hannah Howell, now Windward to Berglund. She takes a little off of it. Storm handle it, bad set, bump. Nice recovery there by Windward, backing up the front line. Now the spike at 10 and the block by Coley, along with Faith Johnson. Ball still alive, and it goes long, and it's in. Nice shot from the front row. I think that was by number 12, Katie Payne. There's the nice block by Coley on the replay here, and then a nice set here, and just straight up. Not hardly jumping at all, but able to put this, what I call the topspin heat, which allows that ball to curve in vertically. Oh, nice job by the Park Orioles. A lot of pace on that shot. Storm unable to handle it. And now the Park Orioles are just 3 points from game 1 and back to try to close it out. Is number 13 now into the match, the junior Annie Holden. In now just to serve, gets it in. The spike blocked by Reagan Alexander along with Faith Johnson. Gets their 23rd point, and that was a nice clean block. Watch these two work together. Go right up there, and that might have been Faith Johnson. Couldn't quite see whose hand, but nice block there. 2 points from the victory in game 1. Here's the spike. Hannah Howell, now Berglund, and that block attempt goes out of bounds. My goodness, Elsa Berglund can really bring the power. A perfect technique, and now back to serve. Game point, Holden. The Storm, spike attempt. Nice dive by Holden, keeping it alive. Hannah Howell from the back row, miss hits on that. She may not have gotten the right footing. Sort of a partial fan as we watch Kendall Coley check in, or she's checking out. And that must mean Reagan Alexander is in. Don't see her either, unless she's on the near side. Yeah, there she is, she's in. Okay, Berglund with that. Still game point, Alexander. And nice diving save there by Ward. Now the Storm, they know it's game point, and it goes off the ceiling. Howell plays it, and now Berglund will get it deep. And here comes the Storm kill shot. Howell saves that one. Then Michaela Winward. Berglund from the back. Great point here. Block, saved, gotta go over. No, they're gonna give another one. Berglund wins it. From midway between the first row and the second row, Berglund takes that and gives them a 25-16 lead. We'll step aside, come on back for game number 2.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Welcome back to St. Louis Park Gymnasium and ParkTV 16 Sports production of Metro West Conference Volleyball. We just completed game number 1. St. Louis Park got off to a big lead early on and held it all the way throughout, winning 25-16. They're 12-3 on the year, and they are about to take on the Chanhassen Storm in game number 2. As I indicated at the outset, this is a very important game for St. Louis Park. They have 2 conference losses of their 3 total. This is a conference matchup, and there's just 2 more conference games remaining, and they need to get on the winning column in the conference. It's senior night, it's home, and they are off to a great start. We've got a great crowd on hand. St. Louis Park enjoying their best season in a few years, if not longer, at least since I've been broadcasting their matches for 3 now. And now to start it off for the Storm, that's number 1, Madison Ellman, the junior, will lead it off, and into the net she gets an excuse me point there. Usually in tennis, right, when you get that point, you kind of say, sorry, you know, but what can you do? And it all counts. So Chanhassen off to a good start, 1-0, their first lead all night. And Ellman will serve again. Gets it in, Berglund with the nice bump, and Michaela Winward tried to get it over to Reagan Alexander. Going back over her head, wasn't really placed where she wanted it, and the Storm are off to a 2-0 lead, and they will now serve again. So Madison Ellman off to a good start at the service line, going for her 3rd consecutive point and the team's consecutive point. And this time her shot in the net does not make it over. And that'll turn the ball over. And now Elsa Berglund, the sophomore, will lead it off. Down 1-2 in game 2. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us at ParkTV 16 Sports. We are streaming live on YouTube at ParkTV. Hannah Howell with the kill shot. Storm barely saved that, hits the overhang, and that's in fair play. That's one of the disadvantages of playing in this gymnasium. That I-beam extends down in the middle of the arena, and that is an I-beam that comes right across. Looks to me about 4 feet, maybe 3 to 4 feet down from the ceiling, which is already low. But we'll take it if you're a Park fan. We're tied at 2. Berglund with the serve, gets it in. Now Winward over to Howell, look out. And that ball goes off the ceiling, and that is the power of Hannah Howell. Once again, even though Katie Payne was able to get to that ball, the power, she was unable to take the energy off of it. And with that low ceiling, equals a point for Park, and Berglund now for her third point in a row from the service line. Up 3-2. And nice kill shot from deep in her own court there. I think that was Katie Payne, or it was Mary Kate Ziembach. But point to the Storm, and we're tied at 3, and they are much more competitive here in game 2. They're 8-10 coming in on the year, but 2-2 in the conference as compared to Park 1-2. Kill shot there by Reagan Alexander ends up in a point for Park, and we're up by 4. They are up by 4, and she'll take a seat, and in comes Kendall Coley. So the strategy of Coach Simon is to rotate those two in and out on the front row, so there's always one of those two 6-footers in the front row at all times. And another point for Park. Nice service game there, a nice service point by Addie Ward, the junior libero. Or excuse me, she is a senior. And they'll be honoring her later tonight, so stay tuned. We will be bringing you that coverage as well as this match. Ward gets it in. Katie Payne delivers from deep. And that is impressive, folks. Those kill shots from that far off the net. Look at the top spin heat and how that ball just curves down with power. The Storm have some talent. Now they're down 1, and in to serve is Chloe Rogers, the sophomore. For the Storm, Howell gets it over, couldn't control it like she wanted to. Blocked at the net, Storm now. And there's Katie Payne. She's their best kill shooter, or whatever you want to say. And there's Hannah Howell, blocked at the net, off the I-beam in the middle. Windward now, and Howell sneaks it over, and point goes to Park. Great action there, and great play by number 17. She gets it over, and the front line mistimed their jump. Number 4 in there, Snader, and number 2, Rogers, unable to handle it. Now a 2-point lead for Park, and back to serve is Michaela Windward. She had a good service game in game 1, and now Katie Payne blocked at the net. Now Ward, and she's going to give it to Howell. Howell with the kill shot, stopped in the back row. Now Katie Payne delivers. So clearly the Storm strategy is to get that ball to Katie Payne wherever she is on the court. Front row, back row, it doesn't matter. She's their person when it comes to kill shots, and she brings the Storm within 1, 6-5. Now back to serve, number 4, Lauren Snader, the senior. She serves flat-footed, Windward, and miscommunication with Coley. That's happened a couple times tonight. And Coach Simon off the bench, giving some guidance there. Can't have that, and it's tied at 6. Big game here. And Kendall Coley delivers. And look at that power by that woman right there, number 12, Kendall Coley. It's gotta feel good. Watch the great set by Windward. Perfect height. Coley delivers right inside that back line. Now Hannah Howell to serve, number 17 with the jump serve. Here comes the set to who else? Payne, but she decides to forego that. Now a chance for the Orioles, and Faith Johnson delivers. Nice save by Elman in the back row for the Storm. Now back to Katie Payne. Howell serves it, and now Windward saves it to Berglund. And that's a point for the Orioles. Great point there. Really demonstrates the athleticism on the St. Louis Park Orioles team. And they open up a 2-point lead, their largest in game 2 at 8-6. Hannah Howell, the jump serve. Elman to Katie Payne off the top of the net. Howell comes up to bump it. Now, Faith Johnson. And we got a violation at the net by the Storm. Leads to a 9-6 lead, and Hannah Howell will serve her 3rd consecutive. Jump serve by the junior. And a bad set by the Storm. Made it very difficult for number 6, Mackenzie Stedding, the junior mid-hitter. And now Hannah Howell going for her 4th in a row with a 4-point lead. Jump serve, lows long, but nice job by Hannah Howell. Getting a little distance now on the scoreboard here in game 2. And back to serve for the Storm. That is Hannah Payne. She's also a senior. As we look at the front configuration there, kind of a vertical stack there for the Storm. Berglund, nice bump, now to Windward, and she gives it to Faith Johnson. Was a little off the mark. And a chance for the Storm, and that kill shot goes in. So that set shot just a little off. Windward's usually a little more consistent in the past than she's been tonight. St. Louis Park overall playing very well. 2-point lead here at 10-8, and now back to serve again is Hannah Payne. Jump serve. Howell, and this time Windward makes up for that last one. First time she's done that all night, and she could not have chosen a better opportunity for the fake. Right here, they thought she was gonna give it to Kendall Coley, and she found the soft part in the middle of that defense and gives them now another 3-point lead, their largest. And the big kill shot, Katie Payne, number 13. That was right in her wheelhouse. And the Storm much more competitive here in game 2, just down 2 as we approach the halfway point of game 2. Back to serve is Katie Payne. She's a senior, and she's playing like it. Or excuse me, that's number 3. Oh, that's 13. Now the set by Windward to, is that Reagan Alexander? Yes, it is. Look at that smile, folks. And look at the smile by Windward. There really is no greater joy in volleyball than this. A nice pass and a nice shot there. Reagan Alexander didn't have to do a lot with it, and that shows her experience and talent, just enough to get it where it needed to be. And now Faith Johnson back to serve. And that ball sails long, so unforced errors here. You want to eliminate those on the serve. Those are free points to the other side and also gives them the advantage of serving. Got to cut down on those if you're going to go far in the sections. And I know St. Louis Park has high aspirations this year. They've been playing together for a long time. Hannah Howell now in the back row, up 2. And Reagan Alexander delivers the power. You can hear the slap on that ball all the way up here in the stands. Well, we're positioned, and look at another great set by Windward, and look at that. That is when she's running to her right. Reagan Alexander is unstoppable. All right, now Elsa Berglund, and she had a great service game. Just gets it over and gets a net ball, but it counts, and that's the first time that's happened to the Orioles in their favor. They've actually suffered 2 points with shots like that, so turnaround is fair play, and she'll get another shot with a 4-point lead, their largest in game 2, and this time she finds it. Bad decision there by Katie Payne and the Storm. They thought it was going long, but it was clearly in by about a foot. So Berglund now opens up a 5-point lead for her team, the Orioles. They're 10 points from victory number 2 and their largest lead in game 2. Berglund, great serve. Here come the Storm, chance, nice kill shot. Nice set and kill shot. That was Lauren Snyder with the kill shot, keeping the Storm close enough here. 4-point deficit, and back to serve is number 5. That's Annabelle Nordmeyer, the junior, and that touches the net. Ward plays it off her chest, and it goes off the I-beam. The bump to save it was Maya Betzer, the junior, now in for the first time in game 2. First time all night. And there's that I-beam. Really, if you look at it, there's not a lot of windows. We watched that serve by Katie Payne go long. So there's an unforced error by the Storm, giving it right back to the Orioles. Orioles now with a 4-point lead, 9 points from the victory in game 2. And there's a nice angle of Addie Ward. We have 3 cameras here tonight. Glad you're with us, and Ward gets the serve. They just barely save it. Now a chance for Windward, and Kendall Coley. A little much on that one. We got some Substitutions coming in, checking in for Chanhassen, Chloe Rogers. They usually check her in to serve, and there she is. Rogers is a sophomore, jump serve, and a good one too. Some movement on that ball as it crosses the net, and Howell mishits it, but it was a good mishit. But here come the Storm, back row, blocked attempt. And over on the far side was number 3, Hannah Payne, that will get credit for the kill shot. And now we have a timeout taken by St. Louis Park's Whitney Moreto-Simon. First timeout by her tonight. 2-point lead, and really not a bad time for her to take a timeout. Big game here, up 1-0 in the best of 5 match, but now the Storm coming back as we look at the Storm's upcoming schedule. They lost to Chaska, and that will be an opponent for St. Louis Park coming up here soon. No, they've already played Chaska, and they lost to them 0-3. Chaska's a 3-0 in the conference record, so that'll be interesting. Well, they already lost to them, and so did St. Louis Park. I'm sorry. Now they have Osseo coming up next week, and then Bloomington Jefferson, and then Hopkins, and then the sections will begin. So out of the timeout, Storm will be serving, and back to serve for the second time in a row here is Chloe Rogers, the sophomore. So this game's still very much in doubt, 16-14. In on the front line, we've got Windward and Kendall Coley, and the serve. Berglund and Hannah Howell with a nice kill attempt from the back row, and the tip, and Coley gets the point. Oh no, she was in the net and she knew it. So now the Storm have drawn within 1 on the hand of that woman right there, Chloe Rogers. She'll go for her 3rd consecutive point on serve, and she likes to serve from the left side that hits the net, gets over. Windward now, this time to Hannah Howell, and she delivers. Big time does she in a clutch moment, right when the Storm were about to tie. And look at that nice jump set by Windward, perfectly placed, and Windward delivers with the kill. And now back to serve is Michaela Windward, and the Orioles could use her steady service game right now here as we approach the waning moments of game 2. Katie Payne, and Warg was in a point of indecisiveness there. Wasn't sure she should let it go. Nice placement there by number 13. Here it is. And it's hard to say if that was going out. It very well could have, but you want to be aggressive, so not a bad decision by Warg. It would have been a tough play. Now Windward, back to Berglund. Gets some pace to the back row. Now on the far side, and Berglund saves it, and Warg saves it. It's got to go over. Windward saves it. Nice save there by Park as a team. But here comes Katie Payne, and there's just too much power on that one, even for Berglund. And we're tied at 17, folks. If you're just joining us, this is Metro West Varsity Volleyball. Big conference matchup here as we watch Katie Payne deliver the power there. Berglund unable to handle. Now here comes Kendall Coley, and she delivers. She took a little bit off of it, and wisely so. She learned from her last kill shot. While it's fun to bring all your power, sometimes that power can go amiss, and she took something off of it, found the open space along that back baseline, and gives the Orioles a 1-point lead. Hannah Howell serves. And Katie Payne blocked at the net. Now Windward, she's gonna give it to Berglund, who tips it and finds the soft part right behind the front line. Nice job there by Elsa Berglund, and she gives Kendall Coley. They both made very smart plays here. That was on purpose, folks. Well done, great instincts, and now Hannah Howell to serve with a 2-point lead again. 6 points from victory in game number 2. Chance here for the Orioles, and they give it to Faith Johnson, and it goes off the back rows. Number 1, Madison Ellman, unable to save it, and Park now has the momentum back. 3-point lead, 5 points from victory in game number 2. Hannah Howell to serve once again, and she can feel it, you can see it. Another great serve, nice save by Ellman. Howell saves that one. Now to Berglund, she's got a chance, and it is a score for Berglund. Such a nice player there, the sophomore, number 9. And now a timeout by Chanhassen, and that brings a huge roar of applause from the home crowd. They've been enthusiastic all year long, and that is true tonight as well as we watch the huddle, and you can see the close-knitness of the Orioles in the huddle there. Coach Whitney Mariota Simon talking to him right now. 1 minute timeout, and there you can see where you can find us at youtube.com, St. Louis SLP Cable. We now have the capability of streaming live for all the games that we bring, winter, spring, fall. It's been a great year here broadcasting St. Louis Park Volleyball. They started off the season with an 8-game winning streak. Then they ran into tough losses against Chaska 0-3 and Bloomington Jefferson 3-2. Okay, we're back out of the timeout. 4 points from victory. Hannah Howell. They tried to cool her off, but not then. Berglund and Kendall Coley with the block at the net. 3 points from victory. Here's that replay. Watch those two block that ball. And they're going for another point. Faith Johnson, I thought, had it. Nice save by the Storm, and they're playing defense. Now a chance for Windward. Who's she going to give it to? She decides to give it to Coley. She had to pull up there, though, to get it. And now the shot and the point to St. Louis Park. I think there was a net violation because the shot by Katie Payne for the Storm went in. And now another timeout by the Storm, second in a row. After that first timeout, they were unable to muster any points. And now they are down 5. St. Louis Park has only 2 points to go here on senior night. Glad you're with us. Great volleyball action in this Metro West Conference, I should say. As you can see, the kind of crowd that we have here tonight, half the stands on my right are completely full of Park fans. And there we got a cheerleader. And you gotta love the enthusiasm of the St. Louis Park volleyball fans. They know they've got a good team this year. And now out of the timeout, the second consecutive timeout with Hannah Howell serving, and she's gonna try to close it out here. Chanhassen's coach trying to freeze her a little bit, to cool her off. Sometimes those timeouts work. All right, Howell to serve. Gets it in, now the set to Katie Payne. The set was off, and the point, there was a net violation. Another mental mistake by the Chanhassen Storm brings us to game point in game 2. Hannah Howell. They were virtually tied at 17 when she started the serve, and she's going for her. And that ball is in along the line. Game over. Let's see the replay. They look away. Yes, it hit the line. Good call by the side judge, and that's the win. 25-17. Park up 2-0. We'll step aside. Come on back for game number 3.
Every child is precious. Every child deserves to feel loved. But so many little ones born with clefts feel nothing but pain and loneliness. Operation Smile is helping these children. Their volunteer doctors and nurses provide free surgeries in some of the poorest places in the world. I'm so proud to be part of this amazing work. Join me today and help give new smiles to children. Learn how at operationsmile.org.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are in St. Louis Park at St. Louis Park High School, bringing you Metro West Conference Volleyball, and there is your score after 2 games. St. Louis Park is having their way with Chanhassen Storm. 25-16, 25-17. In game 1, they led throughout. In game 2, the Storm gave them another match before Hannah Howell came in tied at 17 and served it out. And now we're about to begin game 3, and that is Faith Johnson back to serve on senior night. I'm Robert Christensen, glad you're with us, and there is Reagan Alexander, and what a great start for St. Louis Park. Look at the joy on their faces when they score those points. I've played a little competitive volleyball, not a lot, but enough to know how good that feels. Faith Johnson with their second serve, and they're up 2-0 in the Storm now. Mentally need to try to stay in this thing, down 2-0. Chance here for St. Louis Park to get that killer instinct, get up early here. Faith Johnson now off to a great start at the service line, 2-0. Now the set and the serve. Nice diving save there by Hannah Howell. Another kill shot attempt goes wide. And Park now off to a 3-0 lead here in game 3. And there's that shot, and it just went way wide. Took a weird carom off number 4 is Lauren Snader, S-N-A-D-E-R, Snader. And there's a great kill shot, and it's just long. Boy, that was close. In fact, Katie Payne can't believe it, the look on her face here. There she is. Oh, that's number 3. Yeah, it was long. Hannah Howell called it, and it looked long. Oh, yeah. Faith Johnson now on a 4-point service streak, and this time the kill shot saved by Ward. Here comes Windward to Berglund. Berglund goes deep with it, and they're unable to handle it. And St. Louis Park has come out smoking in game 3, up 5-0. There you can see their coach, Whitney Mariotto Simon, giving instructions. She knows how important this game is. Park, despite their overall great record, they're 1-2 in the conference. They need this game, this match, and this game. Like to get out of here, 3 straight. Good confidence builder going into the last 2 conference matches of the year. Now here comes the Storm, and that ball goes wide, and it's a 6-0 lead right out of the chute. And I'm looking over at the coach for Chanhassen. Her hips, hands are on her hips. She's run out of answers here, folks. Standing there, not a lot she can say. She's taken a fair number of timeouts, and that ball sails long, but what a great start for Faith Johnson on senior night. 6-0 out of the gate. The junior, and now checking in is number 3, Ivy Jones, a senior. 6-1 lead. Let's see if St. Louis Park can keep the pedal to the metal, and there's a serve, and it goes long. So everything that can go wrong for Chanhassen Storm in game 3 is going wrong. Kill shots are going wide. They're missing shots, and now they have an unforced error on their first service point, and they're down 7-1. Berglund, though, feeling really pumped up, the sophomore. Sometimes when you're really feeling that adrenaline, you got to coach yourself mentally to check it down a little bit, because that adrenaline can be hard to control. She'll learn to do that as time goes on. She's such a good player. Hannah Howell now with the power. Boy, what a nice save by Nordmeyer for the Storm as they do get it over, but a chance now for Windward. She gives it to Hannah Howell, and that kill shot goes in. 8-2. St. Louis Park as they are dominating here in game 3 so far. Out comes Reagan Alexander, number 14. In comes Kendall Coley. She's so excited there to play that front row, and how can you blame her when you can do the kill shots that she's capable of making? Now, Ward, the jump serve. Storm trying to get some sort of momentum. Katie Payne delivers the pike, saved, and now over to Howell, and she finds it. 9-2 is your score. Look at the power by Hannah Howell. Gotta love the alliteration of that name. The junior outside hitter, number 17. Another reason why this team is so good. And Ward's serve is in, saved by Coley. Now to Hannah Howell, and she delivers another point from the front row on the left side. And this team is humming, folks, on all cylinders here in game 3. It took them a couple games to really wake up and play as well as they are now, despite winning those first 2 games, but they have brought it to another level in game 3. And Ward does find the back line. I thought was about to say that the adrenaline bug may have gotten to her like it did Elsa just a moment ago, but she does find that back line. Great camera angle, and now the timeout. by Chanhassen, down 9 here, 11-2 in game 3 on senior night. And there's the replay as it catches that line right there. Great camera work here by ParkTV 16 Sports. As now we look at the overall records of the teams. And this is what I was talking about, St. Louis Park. I hadn't checked out their records since the last time we brought you a broadcast, and that's when they were still undefeated. I think that was way back looking at their schedule here. Robbinsdale Cooper, they beat St. Michael Albertville, which was a real confidence booster, but then they lost them to Chaska and Bloomington Jefferson. So they're looking up at them. And yeah, that's right, that was Hopkins. And they did win one more after that. So they were on a 7-game winning streak. Then they won the next one. Then they lost 2 in a row to Chaska and Bloomington Jefferson, and that's why they're down in the standings despite their overall better record. And there's Chanhassen at 2-2, which is why this is such an important matchup here. And they are rising to the occasion at 11-2 here in game 3, looking for the sweep on senior night. Great crowd on hand, boisterous, noisy, fun crowd. And now out of the timeout, little discussion here by the net judges. And now a late substitution coming in for the Storm, and back to serve once again is Addie Ward, as she follows up Hannah Howell and Elsa Berglund, the third server. And that ball out of the timeout looked like it might have been going long, but nice play. Katie Payne gets it to number 3, Ivy Jones, who just checked in, unable to handle that. So point goes to the Storm, 11-3. And back to serve for the Storm. Need a win in game 3 to avoid the sweep. Number 3 for the Storm is Hannah Payne. And she jump serves it, gets it deep. Berglund to Windward, and over to Hannah Howell. Delivers, saved by the Storm. Now the bump to number 12. That was Kate Hamburger, Katie Payne. And the point goes to the Storm. So after that timeout, they're starting to show a little bit of life. Plenty of game left here for them to get back in it. And back to serve is Hannah Payne. And the point goes to Park. Windward at the net, makes a beautiful move there. Kind of spun it off of her hand. Here it is, you can see it for yourself. Well, she went to the left hand and she could sense the presence of Katie Payne and misdirected it back over her right shoulder to get the point. Great job there by Windward, as now she'll serve. And a net violation as Hannah Payne runs into the net as she tried to play the ball. And now Park has 2 more consecutive points. They're up by 9 to match their largest lead of game 3. They are up 2-0 in the best-of-5 match, and back to serve is Michaela Windward, the senior. She'll be 1 of 5 that they'll honor after this match. And now finally Katie Payne finds her range in game 3. And there is, you can see the power of her when she gets a good set, as we look at a diving Addie Ward, unable to catch up with it. And now Katie Payne, number 13, right there in your camera. Great camera action here. We got a sideline camera view. Brings a great perspective to the game from behind the baseline as the jump serve just gets in. Berglund, nice diving save, and Hannah Howell delivers the goods from the left side. She loves that left side. Can bring it off the right side of her palm, and bang, just that whip action. Much like a pitcher throwing a fastball or a curveball, this is the whip action. Brings so much power and pace to that ball. Now the block. And Faith Johnson, Kendall Coley, number 12, Faith Johnson, number 4, there they are. Look at those smiles. Get the block, and now their largest lead is 10, and back to serve Hannah Howell. Howell got 6 consecutive points right out of the chute in game 3, and she delivers another good serve. And the tip attempt almost works. Ward now to Berglund. Saved in the back row by Elman. Now that is number 12, Katie Hamburg. And the ball goes out of bounds. point to the Storm, so they're hanging around, although still down 9. Park just 10 points from game 3 and the match. And that is Madison Ellman, the junior. Libero, nice serve. Hannah Howell dives to get it. Coley delivers a kill shot, saved by the Storm. There's a kill shot by Payne, Hannah Payne. Now Berglund saves it to the back row. Nice job by her. Now the set, and that's off the mark. Bad set by number 3, Hannah Payne. Those sets are everything when it comes to kill shots. And now a 10-point lead as Kendall Coley and Addie Ward come out, and in comes number 2, and that's who the applause is for, a senior who doesn't play very much. Angelique Leno gets the serve. And she is a crowd favorite, Leno is. And there's the point by Faith Johnson, and a point for Leno, the senior. In game 3, delivers a point. That's so exciting for Angelique Leno. And a timeout by the Storm, down 11, their largest deficit of the night and their largest deficit in game 3, and we'll go to the timeout, and you can really feel the enthusiasm. Parents and fans on their feet clapping as you can look at St. Louis Park. I've never felt so much energy at a volleyball match in my life, and this is something to behold. We get a look at the Storm from behind the bench. Things are not looking good for them as we see their coach. I don't have a name for her, unfortunately, in the program. But she's been coaching them up as best she can, but she's run into a juggernaut here in St. Louis Park, and you got the fans, the players in the lower levels on the other side. You got a whole set of full stands on the other side, and they are making their presence known. All right, back to serve is Leno. Angelique Leno, as Faith Johnson takes the seat and gets a round of applause. Just now 8 points from victory. Leno to serve. And she gets it in, and even that brings a huge crowd. And point to Leno. I haven't seen her play all year in our broadcast, so it's really nice to see the senior getting in, getting some action in an important match and having success. Number 2, Angelique Leno, going for her 3rd consecutive point on serve. Here comes Hannah Payne, or Katie Payne, and you wonder if they're not losing their focus. Down by so many points in game 3. Leno now to serve once again. And she does get it over, and she finds it. She aces them. Angelique Leno is making this crowd go crazy. Wow, is she well beloved around here? What a testament to her character to be that well loved. And she gets another serve in, and it's going to be another point unless they save it. Oh, they barely save it. Hannah Howell comes up. Now, the spike attempt, saved by the Storm. Now they'll have to play defense. Hannah Howell, now the set to Reagan Alexander, and she delivers the point. Number 14 at the top gives Leno another point and another chance to serve. On senior night, they are 4 points from the victory in the match. And Angelique Leno, number 2, is leading the way here late in game 3. And that serve finally into the net, but not before she reels off 5 consecutive points and has the Orioles positioned to clinch this match. Back to serve there is that woman. That's number 5, Annabella Nordmeyer. And she serves Hannah Howell. And the dive there by Ellman. That was impressive. Now Hannah Howell. The set. This time to Berglund. Look out. Oh my goodness, that went just long. But look at the pace, folks. Jeez. Wow, that just missed. My goodness, she's only a sophomore. Okay, Nordmeyer. I wonder if she's related to old Keith Nordmeyer of the Vikings from way back in the day. And there is the spike attempt. I think that was Reagan Alexander, my position. Yep, there she is. It was a little obscured by the judge, but oh yeah, Reagan Alexander, big time 6-footer, power. Now to serve in the match is number 10. That's Macy Martinson, a junior. That ball goes long, and now checking in for Martinson is number 3, Ivy Jones, the senior. And Martinson gets a nice round of applause here, getting some minutes, some reps as they say. Now into serve is number 2, Chloe Rogers for the Storm. She gets it in, and Berglund delivers the power. I don't know how tall she is, but boy, she can bring as much power as anybody I've seen in this game. And there, that was Alexander, I guess, again. I thought Berglund hit that, but now she's back to serve. 2 points from the match. And that ball goes into the net by number 4, Lauren Snader. And now we are at match point on senior night. The home crowd, everyone on their feet. Elsa Berglund ready to close it out, pounding that ball. Here comes that jump serve. Gets it in, there's the save on the dive. And that's your match. There's a violation in the neutral zone. Your final score in game 3, 25-9, St. Louis Park gets the victory. They go to 2-2 in the conference with 2 conference matches to go. They're 13-3 overall on senior night. And stay tuned and hang with us, because we're gonna bring senior night coverage from St. Louis Park High School and ParkTV 16 Sports.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Get on top of it before they do. Every 24 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. If you're just joining us, you missed a great match in this Metro West Conference volleyball game between St. Louis Park and Chanhassen. St. Louis Park won the first 2 games by similar scores, 25-16, 25-17. Before game 3, they came out and were up 11-2 and never looked back, winning 25-9. I'm Robert Christensen, and we are broadcasting live, streaming live on YouTube at SLP Cable. And the reason why we're still here with you is we're going to be bringing you the senior night honors tonight. There are several seniors on the St. Louis Park High School volleyball team, and their next 2 matches are on the road, so it's senior night. And we'll be watching them set up for those announcements. We're not exactly sure how they're going to do it or exactly when it's going to start as we watch them take down the net in center court. And I'm just looking here for some cue as to who's going to be leading this and how it's going to work. But I can tell you who the seniors are that they will be honoring, and they'll be honoring number 2, Angeliki Leno. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. It's Angjielqi. Angeliki Leno, senior outside hitter. And of all the matches I've done the last few years here for ParkTV 16 Sports, I have yet to see her play, or if she has, I don't remember it, but she came in late in game 3 and delivered 5 excellent service points, and she drew the largest cheers of the night, which really, what I thought at the time, spoke to the character that she must have and why she was so beloved. And she was a really good player on a very talented team, and she delivered on senior night, and I just want to acknowledge how much that was appreciated by the team and the fans, and a testament to who I think she probably is. So the next one they will honor will be number 3, Ivy Jones, and she got into the match, and we've seen her play in other matches. Also honored tonight will be number 8, Addie Warg, who's been a steady, regular starter for them great service player, great in the back row, and saving kill shots from the other side. Also being honored will be Michaela Windward, and I can't say enough about Michaela Windward. She is really the rock on the team. All the sets usually go through her that lead to the kill shots that Reagan Alexander, Kendall Coley, and Hannah Howe, all juniors coming back next year, are the beneficiaries of. And Michaela Windward, she's good at the service line, and like I said, she is the quarterback on that team. She rarely leaves the court in any game and is a very vital part as we look at senior night and the posters on them, the Emily, Maggie, Sam, Ivy, Mac, Addie, Angie, let's say Jay, and then Katie. So there's some other players that aren't on the varsity that are on one of the squads that St. Louis Park has, and they have a ton of them. And a great strong program here being led by their coach, Whitney Mariota Simon. And we're still looking for some sort of acknowledgement as to if there's gonna be a program, or is it just gonna be a casual get-together? Not exactly clear. Maybe it's just hanging around those posters, and I know they said they're giving out free cake, so if you're streaming live and you live in the neighborhood and you're a volleyball fan, I'm sure they'd love to serve you a piece of cake. And I do see, as you can see there, I think that's Elsa Berglund bringing some cake out. And I'm not sure they're gonna have an official program, Paul. Paul Broden, our producer, is who I'm referring to. I can't tell yet. I'm waiting to see, but I just don't see any kind of semblance that there's gonna be any program. And I don't think there is going to be one. No, I don't think there is. All right, so, well, our final score tonight, folks. St. Louis Park sweeps Chanhassen 3-0. They go 2-2 in the conference, 13-3 overall. They have 2 conference games on the road left. So for Paul Broden, our producer, I'm Robert Christensen. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.